had to function in the era of social media. And it's no easy task, because also giving access to the office ensures that there is accuracy in the reportage, not only of the media, but at least people in social media have a means to get an accurate report from the source.
I'm almost up on a break, but did that put additional stress on the office to ensure that you have everything that you're reporting is correct, because you're under now this scrutiny? You're choosing to open up access to the office, access to yourself as well, changing the whole culture. Did that put a little bit of pressure, extra pressure on your office?
Well, Mr. Dennis, given the amount of things I had to do to transform the office, remember, when I took over, you had about 23 or 24 prosecutors. You had less than 8 administrative staff. You had no paralegals. You had 1 air conditioning unit in the entire multi-story office, and that was in the director's office. You had no computers except for 1 little one in the library. You had no laptops. We were almost Neanderthal, looking back to where we are now. So that would have just been one other thing that I would have had to do in transforming the office.
Here on CVM TV. That's all the time we have for you today. Stay tuned. The news at 7 is next with Caroline Brown.
Need to estimate your duty? Perform a track and trace? Search for a declaration?
Then download the Jamaica Customs mobile app today. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
12 p.m.
Thanks for joining us for CVM News at Noon. It's Monday, September 29, 2025. I'm Amoy Harriet. Thanks for joining us. Up first this afternoon, the opposition People's National Party has announced the appointment of its new shadow cabinet. PNP President Mark Golding retains responsibility for defense and constitutional affairs, while Julian Robinson will lead on finance and the public service, supported by Senators Raymond Ferguson and Lambert Brown. Peter Bunting takes on productivity, efficiency and competitiveness, with Senator Cleveland Tomlinson as duty spokesperson. Dr. Dayton Campbell continues to shadow agriculture, fisheries and food security. In human development, Dr. Angela Brown-Burke will oversee social protection, while Damian Crawford takes charge of education and early childhood development. Dr. Alfred Dawes is tasked with health and wellness, and Wavell Hines with labor and sports. Denise Daly, gender, the elderly and persons with disabilities, and Dr. Kenneth Russell for rural and community development. Luthen Cousins will handle land, settlements and titling. Dennis Gordon, urban renewal and redevelopment. Mikhail Phillips will oversee transport and mining. Ian Hales will focus on water and special transport, and Amar Newell will focus on environment and climate resilience. Richard Azan will cover road and works, and Senator Floyd Morris will be responsible for housing and sustainable living. Governance responsibilities are also spread across the team, with Senator Donna Scott Motley covering foreign affairs, Fitz Jackson on national security, and Natalie Nita Garvey on local government and participatory democracy, Zalika Jess, will cover justice, and Isaac Buchanan for youth and human rights. Now, the PNP says the appointments are aimed at strengthening its readiness to govern and providing robust oversight of the current administration. Party President Mr. Lauding said the team, quote, is of experienced leaders and new voices and will provide oversight of the government at no cost to taxpayers. The shadow cabinet will focus on 4 key areas: economic growth, human development, physical development, and governance. Today, the search continues for a missing child in Manchester. 12-year-old Jayden Smith of Wales District, Newport, has been missing since Friday. He's of a dark complexion, slim build, and about 5 feet tall. Reports from the Alligator Pond Police are that he was last seen at home about 6:15 a.m., dressed in his khaki uniform and brown shoes. Now, anyone with information on the whereabouts of Jayden is asked to contact the police at 876-224-3113, the 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. A market truck traveling from Manchester to Coronation Market in Kingston overturned on the PJ Patterson Highway Sunday night. It happened in the vicinity of the Sharpers Lane Bridge in St. Catherine. Now, the truck was transporting roughly a dozen market vendors. A passenger told CVM News that the driver braked to avoid a collision with another vehicle and the truck overturned. One man was taken to hospital by ambulance, while others sustained minor injuries. The vendors say they are thankful as it could have been worse.
One thing we know, we give God thanks because it could have worse. Nobody not dead. We get injury, yes. We understand, but nobody not dead. And we are here. Yeah. We give God thanks for that.
Anybody get seriously injured or gone to hospital or anything, or the whole on all right?
We get some get jerk up and get bunks, yes, but no dead, no broken bone as far as we are seeing it. The driver come out, everybody come out.
Okay. Give thanks.
Yeah, we are giving God thanks because it could have worse. It could have worse, so we are giving God thanks.
Which way you come from?
We are from Manchester.
We're in Manchester.
Christiana, Litchfield, but those places in Manchester.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, man, you're welcome.
The Agriculture Minister is lauding the work of the Jamaica Pig Farmers Association, noting the industry has seen strong growth in pork production in recent years. He says the government is moving towards improving farmer efficiency and is investing in research to drive further development. Kevin Black has the details.
I'm here to tell you that I am going to be placing a special emphasis on our pork industry in this, my second term at the Ministry of Agriculture.
The Jamaica Pig Farmers Association, JPFA, is a combined effort of pig farmers and other industry players who aim to make a noticeable difference in the pig industry. Their efforts are oftentimes deemed a contribution to agriculture and the wider economic development of the nation. Speaking at the Jamaica Pig Farmers Association annual meeting, Minister of Agriculture, Floyd Green, illustrated to the farmers that the pig industry is one of the cornerstones of the country's livestock centers.
We have about 6,000 farmers who find a livelihood in this industry, who operate on a small to medium scale. And they are a part of what keeps Jamaica moving, contributing significantly to our protein supply and generating opportunity for growth and access across the value chain. In fact, Jamaica is one of the few countries that can really say that it is self-sufficient in pork.
Minister Green maintains there has been appreciable growth in national pork production over the last 4 years.
We have seen our pork production rise by about 14%, moving from 7.9 million kilograms in 2020 to 9.1 million kilograms in 2024. But we believe we are still scratching the surface, because again, there is tremendous potential right across the world for our pork, which everything we do here is the best in the world.
He also outlines the ministry's plans to make farmers more efficient, promoting greater returns on their initial farming investments. He adds, funds are being allocated towards the development to Agricultural Research Station Bodles in St. Catherine.
We want to ramp up the technical services that we provide to you, working with the private sector, enhancing what we do at Bodles to ensure that ultimately you will get superior genetic resources, because if the genes are not good, you're going to continue to have challenges. We are spending $6 billion to modernize Bodles, and as a part of that modernization, our very first project is to build a new state-of-the-art piggery at Bodles. We're going to stop using the old one that we have, and we're going to build a new piggery so that we can bring in new genetics, so that we can supply you, the farmers, with better genes.
Kevin Black, CVM News.
And it's time for a break, but stay with us. Our live interview comes up next.
The JDIC set.
All right. Roll the camera now.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Hi, this is Deposit Insurance in a minute. Jamaica Deposit Insurance Corporation protects deposits in commercial banks, merchant banks, and building societies.
What deposit?
Deposits are the money you save in the bank or a building society.
For example, savings and checking accounts.
In Jamaican or foreign currencies.
Oh, me get what you say now.
But glad every bank account when me have is protected by the JDIC.
Deposit insurance is automatic and free. I like that, you know. I like that.
Well, them JDIC, money good then.
JDIC. Protecting deposit for you and me. That's good.
Getting the keys to your own home is a feeling many cannot describe. It's a moment we all hope for, and a dream that all Jamaicans have. The new social housing program is the difference between a dream and reality. The government, through the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, is building hope, one home at a time.
Welcome back to CVM News at noon. Now on Sunday, a video surfaced online of a crocodile being attacked by residents in Seaview Gardens in Kingston. Now the incident has raised fresh concerns about protection for the species, and it underscores both human-wildlife conflict and the raw dangers that wild animals face when forced into urban fringes. Joining us now is Environmental Officer in the Ecosystems Branch at the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, Damani Caldo. Welcome, Mr. Caldo.
Afternoon. Thank you for having me.
First of all, your reaction to the video.
It's another unfortunate video, and we've had to deal with this type of thing for a number of years. It's particularly unfortunate because we are familiar with the Seaview Gardens community and the crocodiles there. It's not an unusual occurrence, and we've had very good relations with residents in the community with regards to the crocodiles. So we've had persons there who have contacted us in the past that have expressed actual concern for the crocodiles and persons harassing them. We've received videos from persons in the community who have taken on the role of almost monitoring some of the activities like nesting, and they keep us abreast of the comings and goings of some of the crocodiles. So it's particularly hurtful that this community, that this video came from this community, because, you know, as I said, we've had positive interactions. We've had to relocate crocodiles in the past that got, I guess, stuck in sort of precarious situations, and the feedback from, again, the community members there at those times was positive. So for this to happen is unfortunate.
And what exactly would you say that people should do in these circumstances?
Well, what we advise the public to do constantly is it's a step-by-step process. So the main thing, which didn't happen in this situation, is to leave the animal alone. This video that's been going around, you can see that the animal is in no way in direct or at risk of direct contact to anyone. It's actually in the canal, it's in the water, the persons are above it, safely away from it. So the first thing is leave the crocodile alone. Don't attempt to catch it, harass it, or hurt them. If you're in areas where you have the potential to encounter a crocodile, and we have many areas like that in Jamaica, you know, try to be aware of your surroundings and respect the space. Keep distance. Be extra vigilant at night, where crocodiles are more active. So you need to, you know, if the place is poorly lit, have a flashlight, look around, and, you know, call the authorities. So they could have contacted Newport, they could have contacted the police, and then we'd have taken it from there. Sometimes after you assess the situation, we just advise persons to leave them alone.
So Mr. Caldo, earlier you said that, you know, this is not an unusual occurrence. Exactly how common are incidents like these?
In communities like Seaview and Portmore, where you have canals that connect directly to the sea, these canals are basically man-made rivers or man-altered waterways. So if you were to look at Kingston, our gully system is basically a concretized version of what our riverways would be. And the crocodiles, so even Duane Park, there are areas where the communities are adjacent to the river, and the crocodiles utilize the river. So it's not unusual to see crocodiles in the gullies.
Okay, we're going to pick up back on this conversation right after this break. Please stay with us.
Every day starts with care. Care that's always close. Supermed Family of Pharmacies is where you go for everything you need. From your morning routine to life's biggest moments, Supermed Family of Pharmacies is always by your side. Whether it's prescriptions or household essentials, trust the care that's close to home. Super happy, super healthy, Supermed.
Get tiles and get creative with your floors, walls, and all the spaces in between. Our knowledgeable sales consultants are happy to help create your beautiful finish with the latest designs in first quality porcelain, wood look, vinyl, mosaics, natural stones, and countertops. At Creative, you will get every tile you need for your residential or commercial projects. Creative Building Finishes, your one-stop shop for everything tiles. Visit our showroom at 5 Red Hills Road or call 876-929-5553. Get tiles, get creative.
Welcome back to CVM News at Noon. We're talking to Mr. Damani Calda, who's an environmental officer at NEPA. Now, first of all, to continue our conversation, could you tell our viewers how exactly can persons get in contact with NEPA in events like these where, you know, in their community they see a crocodile?
Well, you can contact the agency at 876-754-7540. You can also contact any of the JCF numbers, and they can get in touch with us as well. You can try and reach out on social media on multiple platforms at NEPA Jamaica.
So, Mr. Calder, I feel like the most natural response majority of the times when persons stumble upon a crocodile is feelings of fear. Exactly how dangerous are crocodiles to the average community?
So being afraid of a large predator like a crocodile is natural, and when we encourage persons to, look out for wildlife, we don't tell them to be gone with their natural fear. But especially in this video, you can see that, as I mentioned before, they're nowhere near in direct danger from the crocodile. So it's almost saying, that thing way over there, I'm afraid of it, so I'm going to go to it to deal with my fear. A large crocodile could do serious damage to persons. It could be fatal, but the likelihood is very low of that type of interaction. More persons are, in terms of animal deaths, more persons are killed in Jamaica by dogs than crocodiles. In our history, we've had very, very low incidence of crocodile attacks outside of persons who have livelihoods that bring them in direct contact. So those would be particularly spear fishermen who often have bloody fish on their person, which the crocodiles end up going for.
Okay, so we know that the crocodiles are protected under the Wildlife Protection Act, but